tactical over caliber changes in the 1911 platform to bring back the luster of the stainless, fixed sights, adjustable sights, night sights. Hi folks, Bob back from Fusion. Now we're going to be going into another segment of the guide rods in your 1911. We'll start out today with the GI guide rods. The GI guide rods are probably one of the most common style of guide rod for the recoil system in the 1911 platform. The GI guide rod will come with a guide rod itself, which you'll see we have two different sizes here. We've got a government size and we have a commander size, which is slightly smaller. And you'll have, of course, your spring, your recoil spring, and your end cap. Your end cap, again, you have two sizes. You have a commander size and a full-size government. You can run a commander in a government if that's what you want to do. The end caps we have in black finish. We also have them in stainless finish. One of the most popular is the stainless. They're just easier to clean, easier to take care of. They don't get roughed up as easy as the black finish ones do. We also have the faces engraved, so you'll have a bunch of different styles of end caps. So you can look on the website, on the FusionFirearms.com website, and you'll see we have them engraved with U.S. Army, U.S. Air Force, U.S. Coast Guard, U.S. Marine Corps, police, smiley faces, you lose, all types of things like that on the end of the end caps. So you can look at that. Also, many of the end caps are available in beveled, chamfered or beveled edges. And the radius end button. Now the radius end button and the chamfered, we also have corresponding barrel bushings for those. And again, we'll have two different flange thicknesses. Now what is a flange? The flange is the thickness right here of the barrel bushing. Your standard flange, and again you'll have two different barrel bushings. The commander barrel bushing will have the smaller wheelbase. The government will have a longer wheelbase. Now a standard flange, this thickness, you'll be right around 93 thousandths, 3/32 of an inch, right in that area. On the thick flange bushings, that flange that comes down on this tongue area, the whole face and that will be right around 125 to 130 thousandths, right around that range for the thick flange bushing. Is there advantages to one to the other? Not really. It's pretty much what you like. You know, what you like for what you want your gun to look like, basically. So a lot of guys will go to a thick flange chamfered, or they'll go with a thick flange radius. Some of them just like the thick flange flat with a flat end cap. Also the flat end caps are available, so you can have those custom engraved, your initials, whatever you'd like on those. So that's also an option. So again, when you go to change out your guide rod system, it's basically like field stripping your 1911. You know, some of the things you want to do is make sure that your gun is empty. That's, you know, number one. Make sure there's no magazine, no ammunition on your bench. You're clean. Safety, number one. Number two, you want to make sure when you're taking your guide rod system out that you point it away from your face. The guide rod system, the whole system is under tension, okay, because you have your recoil spring inside here compressed, so the whole system's under pressure. So when you go and you start turning your barrel bushing, the end cap and spring are going to want to shoot out of the gun. So what do? You want to keep it encapsulated with your hand. I usually use a barrel wrench. Makes things a little bit easier. So you want to get a firm grip on the gun, put barrel wrench on, press down on the end cap button, rotate the barrel bushing, okay? And you'll notice how I have it with my hand here, with my thumb over top of it. I'm gripping the end cap, allowing it to come out slowly. As it comes out slowly, you'll see tension is off the spring. So now you don't have to worry about it shooting out or anything of that nature. Now some of these things might seem very elementary to seasoned 1911 shooters. One of the reasons we're doing this session on the guide rods is we get questions every day about these things on our sales channels. People don't understand what end caps they should be using, just even basic field stripping. So again, we want to go through all this stuff so people understand how to use the parts properly. So then the end cap is going to slide right off the end of the spring. You'll see I counterbore the end of that. You'll lock the gun back to the area where you have the slide stop release notch. Push the slide stop, pull that out, move the whole slide top end off the pistol. Then you can easily just pull out the spring and the guide rod off the bottom of the barrel. So that's pretty much, it's as simple as that. So to install a new guide rod, new spring, new end cap, very basic, very easy. Again, you'll notice your springs, you're going to have a closed end of the spring and you'll have an open end of the spring. So you'll notice those. The closed end goes on the guide rod. Why does it go on the guide rod? It gives a little bit of friction so it will not fall off. If you put it on the opposite way, you'll notice the guide rod will fall right out. So again, take the closed end of the spring, and I usually just rotate it as I put it on, it just goes on easier, and you're on the guide rod, it will not come off. Take your slide, introduce the spring to the dust cover tunnel of the slide, and just lay the guide rod in just like that. As you push the link forward, then take your frame goes on. This this is an 80 series style with a firing pin stop plate in this gun, so that was hitting stop plate. You're going to have to, or the finger that actuates the firing pin stops, so you have to just push that down with your finger. Slide stop, back into the link, move the pistol back to that edge, and you'll see where you have the clearance for the slide stop. Just bring it back to the window. And then I usually use, again, this is from our tools section, this little scribe. I love using these. You don't get the idiot marks on the side of the frame. And then just push back on the detent, and then just push that in. Simple as that. Then your end cap, place your end cap, depending on which one you want. Just place it on the end of the spring. Again, you're going to put the spring under tension, so you'll see I'm pushing it in, and I hold it again with my thumb and my left hand. That way I can control what's going on here. Again, keep it away from your face because you don't want it to go flying. And again, put my wrench on top, turn my barrel bushing, release it, and then rack the pistol a few times, make sure it's seated properly with the bushing. So your end cap's not jammed. Your end cap, you should be able to take your finger and pretty much press your end cap and press it in and out of the pistol and the dust cover of the slide with your finger. And then again, back and forth, make sure your guide rod's not binding, make sure your spring's not kinking for some reason, and that's about it. So that's how you basically do a quick field stripping and replace your GI guide rod system. Very easy to do. That way, you know, if you want to change out your end cap, you don't have to take everything out if you don't want. You can just actually go remove the end cap again. Again, see how I'm encapsulating it with my hand. Release it very slowly up. So again, it's not shooting, putting your window out, putting a ceiling tile out. Take the other cap that you like on the gun. Again, away from your face. Barrel bushing. Turn the barrel bushing while depressing the end cap. You're ready to go. Okay, so that's simple as that with the GI guide rod system. If you have more questions, feel free to give us a call or email us at fusionfirearms.com. And you can see the array of different guide rods, end caps, guide rod, GI guide rods, two-piece guide rods, one-piece guide rods, whatever you're looking for for the 1911 parts at our fusionfirearms.com website. You can also see more tech tips on our Fusion Firearms blog, so check our blog out on our Fusion Firearms page. Thank you very much. Have a great day.